Now I'd like to tell you about the learning resources that we have for the course, and the most important of them will be this website. And I think you'll find that Coursera has provided for us a really rich learning management system that will provide all the resources that you really need to be successful in this course. And at this point, I'd like to introduce you to my colleague, Mr. Justin Johnson, who is going to be serving as an educational support person throughout medical neuroscience. And I'm going to let Justin now introduce you to the website that we will use for this course, and Justin will give you a brief tour of that website and give you some tips as to how to get the most out of your interaction with this resource.
Hi, my name is Justin Johnson, and I'm an online course associate for Duke University. I'd like to guide you through a few of our features on our Medical Neuro class website. When you first log into the web class, you will be taken to the home page, which contains announcements for the class with the most recent posts at the top. Announcements are one of the primary ways for the instructor and the class staff to communicate information about the class to students, so be sure to check here for updates regularly. Also on the home page is a list of recently released videos, quizzes, and exams as links to those class materials. On your first time through the class website, I would recommend beginning at the Start Here page. On this page, you'll find a brief description of the class website. The first section will direct you to important information for students to know at the start of the course, including grading policies, a topic schedule, and due dates for the class assignments. The second section contains the regular class materials that students will use on a weekly basis. The third section is a collection of optional reference materials and other information that students may find helpful but is not required for successful completion of the course. Let's take a closer look at the second section listed under Class Tools. Video Lectures contains the primary instructional content for this course. Lecture titles describe the topic for the video segment, followed by the duration of the video in parentheses. The streaming video player can be opened by clicking on the lecture title directly. Often there will be a series of icons to the right of each lecture. Subtitles for the video are provided in two formats, and the video can also be downloaded by using the down arrow icon along the far right. Additionally, there may be links to supplemental content provided by the instructor and staff, such as tutorial notes or external links to other internet content. The discussion forums are the heart of the class experience. We have provided a series of forums for students, some with additional sub-forum levels. Students can create new threads within a forum by selecting the Start New Thread button. Forum posts can be sorted in several ways, and the forum threads also track information about the number of votes, posts, and views of each thread. Please also note the formatting guides and suggested forum policies described within the general discussion forum. Students can access the graded assessments in the Quizzes and Exams page and the Peer Assessments page. Quizzes and exams contain sections that correspond to the video lectures. Each quiz or exam section contains a blue button labeled Attempt Quiz to start a quiz, a due date line which informs you when the quiz will no longer be offered for full credit, a gray Apply Late Days button where you will be able to use available late days to extend the deadline for a quiz, a hard deadline, date and time, after which the quiz will no longer be available for any credit, a number of attempts tracker, and also the date of your last attempt and the score from that attempt. Below these is a gray button labeled Show Previous Attempts, which will allow you to review every attempt submitted for each quiz by clicking the blue hyperlink to the far right. The Peer Assessments page has a short general description of the process for peer assessments and a list of all the peer assessments available for a student to attempt or review. The blue Go to Assignment button to the right of each peer assessment will take you to the specific instructions for the assignment and can be viewed at any time. Tutorial notes are provided by the instructor to assist students as they learn the class material. The tutorial notes can be accessed either through the link in the navigation menu along the left or via the video lectures icon. We have provided the notes in two formats, a Microsoft Word document and an Adobe PDF. Thanks for listening to my quick tour of the class website, and I hope you enjoy your class experience.
Well, as I said, it's our intention for the course website to provide everything you need to be successful in medical neuroscience. However, I know some of you want to really maximize what you can get out of this course experience. And one way that you can increase the value of this course and get even more out of it would be if you were to invest in some additional learning resources that will help you along the way. And probably the single best resource I can direct you to is this textbook, which is called Neuroscience, and it's published by Sinauer Associates Incorporated, a publisher here in the United States. You can find this book at their website if you'd like to obtain it. This is the 5th edition of this book, and this is the book that provides our supportive materials that we will be using in all of our video tutorials. You'll see a number of images that are taken from this book that we will be using in the video tutorials that I have to present to you. And if what I have to share might not be as clear as I intend it to be, I hope that you will seek out this text and use it as a companion reader. Of course, some of you may actually prefer to have a real book in your hands rather than relying on videos and digital media. So if that's you, I want you to know that my recommendation is to go out and get a copy of this book. Now, of course, I do have to declare a conflict of interest for you. My name does appear at the bottom of the cover of this book, so I am a co-author and a co-editor along with colleagues here at Duke University and colleagues that are now at different universities. Nevertheless, I think this is a terrific resource, and it's very readable, it's very approachable, and I think that you will get a lot out of the course by going ahead and acquiring a copy of this book and referring to it as you need to supplement what you get from me in our video lessons. Now, there's another fantastic learning resource that I want to commend to you. I will not be suggesting readings from this book, but I want you to know that this book is out there. It's called Neuroanatomy Through Clinical Cases by Dr. Hal Blumenfeld, who's a neurologist at Yale University, and this book is just a fantastic compendium of knowledge about human neuroanatomy and how that knowledge can be applied to studies of clinical neurology. Dr. Blumenfeld has compiled a number of cases from his own practice that illustrate fundamental aspects of the organization of the human nervous system. And I know that you will really enjoy reading through this book and challenging yourself to work through the clinical cases that Dr. Blumenfeld himself confronted in his clinic. This book is also published by Sinauer Associates, and you can find it there at their website as well. One additional resource that we will be referring to throughout the course, and you'll see me use this in my video lessons, is a piece of anatomical software. It's called Sylvius 4, an interactive atlas and visual glossary of human neuroanatomy. Now, this is also my work in addition to my two colleagues, Dr. Mark Williams and Andrew Mace, and the three of us put together this digital atlas of the human brain, and we will be using this especially in our studies of the brain stem and the spinal cord. Now, if you choose to acquire the neuroscience textbook, you'll see that it comes with a copy of this software. If you look on the inside cover, you'll see instructions about how to download this piece of software. You can also acquire this digital atlas of the human brain on your own. It's also sold by Sinauer and Associates as a standalone product. Now, I really don't intend to make very much more of this introductory video about the learning resources because I do want you to know that I'm doing my very best to provide information that is available to you free of any charge via your registration here in this course on this website. Nevertheless, I do think it's helpful to acquire some additional, more durable products that will support your learning, and so now you know what my recommendations will be in this matter. Now, as you will see as you get into the video tutorials, you'll see that in addition to assigned reading from the neuroscience book, and in addition to the video lessons that I give you, there will also be notes that I'm simply giving to you to use as you will in order to support your studying and learning. I only ask that you don't reproduce those notes and you don't distribute them in any way. They are, after all, my intellectual work, and I'm sharing them with you in order to support your learning under our fair use doctrines. So please respect my wishes in that matter and don't distribute them any further. But I do want you to have them so that you can edit, you can annotate, and perhaps you can even correct should you find regions that you would take some issue with me. I'm happy to hear what those areas might be. But be looking for an additional document in the form of a Microsoft Word file or a PDF file that will accompany nearly every single video tutorial that you'll get from me.